We recall that on the 16th of December 2020, the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination did declare a sovereignty dispute, raising grave constitutional grievances and making a 5-point demand on the federal government of Nigeria with a 90-day ultimatum within which, a 90-day period of notice within which remedial steps towards addressing those constitutional grievances must commence. 90 days passed, the federal government didn't turn up for any discussion other than little murmurs in the background and some frantic movement towards the National Assembly for amendments. On the 17th of March in 2021, at the expiration of the 90 days, Ninas did address a World Press Conference in Ibadan, which it titled Next Steps, by which it invited the elected officials. It gave a 30-day window for the elected officials from the Alliance territory. And when I talk about Alliance territory, look at the map here, the South and the Middle Belt. Since the demands were addressed to the federal government, and those elected officials from the Alliance territory might be, they will be on the first line of, will take the first hit should the next steps indicated in the proclamation itself be activated. That is reconsideration of allegiance to the 1999 to the disputed 1999 Constitution, because the whole dispute is all about we not making the 1999 Constitution, therefore we not being in a union, in that union defined by that 1999 Constitution. That's what it really boils down to. Our federation has become, our union has become a fraud against us as long as it's that 1999 Constitution that defines it, along with all institutions. Now, the 30 days passed, and on the 17th of April, the elected officials again didn't come formally. They were coming at night. They were coming Nicodemously. Some governor going to whisper to some, nobody. They didn't come in the manner that should have become the commencement of serious discussions. So, in all, 90 days passed, 30 days passed for the federal government, the state government, and therefore government. On the 17th of April, Ninas again went out to address the global community to activate a period of 120 days of consultation with the owners of the sovereignty, with the people of Nigeria. And when we talk about peoples of Nigeria, we're talking about the various interest segments, stakeholder segments across society and the international community. At home, we'll be talking about the socio-political or socio-cultural groups across the ethnic blocks, the labor movement, the bar association, the church, the religious groups all together, the non-governmental organizations, the students, the market unions, all kinds of interest segments across society. And then the diplomatic community, the countries and institutions of the world that have been having concerns about what might happen to Nigeria. And so that period of 120 days commenced on the 17th of April. And I've come to report to us today, the second, today's third, the 3rd of May, that there have been developments from the international community relating to these consultations on those constitutional grievances raised by the proclamation of December 16th. In the period, in the last 1 week, between the 28th and 30th of April in 2021, the global, the powers that be, the global powers that be that have been anxious about developments in Nigeria have come forward with their preliminary assessment of our propositions. And they have, and I'm talking about the US, the UK, and the European Union, who in those 3 days issued their position addressed to the federal government of Nigeria. First, it was the U.S. that says to them that the security problems of Nigeria were extraordinary, and that the nature of the solutions to it is not the one in which you are trying to get everybody to come and help you to keep it the way it was. That it requires, discussion amongst the people so that they can sort it out. United Kingdom came up saying, oh yes, you see, the U.S. High Commissioner to Nigeria came up saying that the partnership the UK has with Nigeria, and when they say with Nigeria, we know is the part of the country they have that partnership with. It is that caliphate that their partnership had been, that partnership had been servicing the alliance between Britain and that caliphate, these 12 states that have embraced Sharia now. And so, since they have hijacked the federal government, the Britain has come to the end of the manipulations that are available to tell them point blank that this matter is not one that could be addressed by the partnership. The scope of their partnership will not suffice on this occasion. Therefore, they should go discuss with the people. Then the European Union came the next day. In fact, that's the most explicit. The European Union said, look, Nigeria, this problem that is raging all over the place is not one to be addressed by shooting, by military force. That guns should be kept out of the table of discussion, and a dialogue opened up with the owners of the sovereignty, with the people. And that that dialogue should lead to where the legal instrument is reworked. They actually use the word legal instrument. That is the Constitution. And if you put all of it together, you discover that the global powers have told Nigeria in very clear terms that time is now to go discuss with the owners of the sovereignty that is now called Nigeria, and to work out constitutions that will work. And if anybody wants to understand it further, we'll remember that in December, not December, in August of 2019, after our engagements with the policy beltways of Washington, I'm talking about when the LNC, leading the balance of the alliance, went to Washington to talk to all of those who were asking questions about what was going on in Nigeria. We went to tell them how ISIS had been received into our space by our own government, and all of what it has become for us. Nigeria has become a union of death for the rest of us. And we were showing the US, we shared with them what we knew about what had happened and where it was going and how it could become their own problem. And shortly after that, in September of 2019, the UN Special Rapporteur was sent to Nigeria to go to investigate some of the things they were hearing. Came up with the conclusion that the blood that was flowing all over Nigeria was coming from the constitutional arrangements of Nigeria that were like pressure cooker for injustice, and that that situation had become a danger to the global community, in the sense that Nigeria could snap, and then 200 million people will be looking for where to find refuge. The UN didn't want that. So between what the UN had seen, again, we remember that I think it was in September of 2020, in the period Nigeria was getting ready to go and dance again about its 60 years anniversary as one country. The Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo, had raised an alarm about the walls of Nigeria that was cracked, and that the house could collapse if we didn't move very quickly to solving whatever it was. In talking about the walls of Nigeria that are cracked, of course, we all know that if nothing is done, because the cracks have become visible and degenerating by the hour, the building will come down. Now, those of us who have been pointing at the foundations that are the damaged foundation, constitutional foundations of Nigeria, we went out again to tell everybody that it is the foundation of the building, that is the constitutional arrangement upon which we are constructing this union, that is the source of that crack. And that if we do not move quickly enough to accept that the foundation is damaged and go fixing it, that the building will come crashing on all of us. Now, all of those who are trapped in that building, the nationalities of Nigeria that will suffer, those 200 million people that the UN was talking about, are the ones who have to find some way out of that building. The Yoruba have raised their flag saying they can't continue to wait until they are all killed, because you can see the number of killings and kidnappings happening in their space. In the eastern part, the Biafra group, the people who say it is Biafra or nothing, the same concerns. Is those constitutional grievances that we've raised, that they are all raising in their various ways, whether they were talking about restructuring or reconstruction or Odua Republic or Biafra Republic or resource control. All of the agitations in Nigeria, including the killings in the middle belt, including the ones in the upper part, all of the agitations in Nigeria are flowing from those constitutional grievances. And those constitutional grievances themselves are flowing from the flawed constitutional arrangements, for which reason we say we must now find a way to terminate the operation of that constitution, go into a transition that will rework the basis of the union, so that that house of Nigeria, that burning house of Lugard, doesn't collapse on all of us and kill so many people and throw the others into refugee situation. It comes as a surprise that at a time the US, the UK, the EU, that is the global powers that have interest in what will happen in Nigeria and to Nigeria, had addressed themselves, they addressed the issues we are raising and pointing the federal government of Nigeria to the prescriptions we have made as the solution to the problem. That we came out yesterday, May the 2nd, to a statement purportedly coming out from one Peter Afunanya, that says is a spokesman of DSS, threatening everybody who says who is doing anything that will threaten the unity of Nigeria and the sovereignty of Nigeria and government, and also all such nonsense. Well, I will be surprised if it came from DSS, because one cannot trust what we find on social media these days. But if anybody is still at that mundane level of thought of describing the self-determination, the self, I will call it first, self-preservation actions being taken within the rights of self-determination that's inalienable to the constituents of the disputed Federation of Nigeria, because the constitution that, let us all understand it, this constitution 1999, that is a forgery, that has our signature at the base as authorization. As long as that constitution is in place, Nigeria is a disputed project, because the people who are purported to have agreed to live together have come forward to say we never met, we never agreed on anything. It is a forgery, it is a fraud against all of us. And so it is in that kind of setting that one will be addressing on behalf of NINAS, addressing that State Directorate of State Services, DSS, to point them, to explain to them, just in case they didn't know. They should be finding out from their principal what is going on. That is the federal government of Nigeria. They should realize that what the people who are demanding an immediate reconstruction of the constitutional basis of Nigeria, the one they call restructuring, or even the ones that say they are fed up, they want to go to be countries of their own, they are not the ones threatening the unity of Nigeria. The people that are threatening the unity of Nigeria, that are pushing Nigeria towards disintegration in the manner that the Vice President had warned about in September of 2020, are the ones who are holding on to that forgery of a constitution to say we cannot, that Nigeria is non-negotiable and not indivisible and all of that. They are the ones who are refusing to come forward for that imperative of reconstruction for a house that is on the verge of collapse. They are the ones pushing Nigeria towards disintegration, and one will expect that they will, the DSS and all of those who are trying to. The other time it was some semi-literate governors that were talking about people who are doing secession and others who are doing treason. The only secession on the table now are the ones who declare themselves Sharia, who have seceded from the secular union of Nigeria, these 12 states. The only treason on the table now are the ones who are clinging onto the constitution that's a forgery, against the rest of us. What they are doing, the National Assembly and all the institutions created by that constitution are together. The National Assembly, that is a product of that fraud, that is refusing to listen, is committing treason against us. All the institutions created by that constitution are also in dispute. The Nigerian army, that is now like the federal government, exclusive preserve, under the exclusive control of one segment of the country, they are all in controversy. The Nigerian police, the DSS itself, the customs, the immigration, All those, we look at this map. What Ninas is saying is that we are in a federation. We are either in that federation or we are not in that federation. The constitution on the table now destroys that federation. That project is no longer our own until that constitution becomes our own by we going to sit down to decide first to be in union and then to write out the terms of being in that union. Those two items must be done before it becomes our project. Until then, all the institutions created by that constitution are not our institutions. Let it be made clear so that the DSS that is threatening should realize that they are telling people who are trapped in that house that's about to collapse, you know, who are trying to save themselves from death. You sit and you come to that situation to compound it by telling them you are going to bring hell to fall down on earth because they're trying to save themselves. Somebody should go to enlighten himself concerning the matter. Time is running. We don't know when it will snap. We don't want it to snap, and that's why we're shouting out to everybody to know what exactly the problem is and what we need to be doing. The European Union, the US, the UK have pointed the government of Nigeria to what the solution should be. And that proclamation of December 16 has everything that the country can use to solve this problem now and avoid the bloodbath and the refugee crisis that might come.